Welcome to Marrakech and day 2 of competition at this year's Marrakech Grand-Prix. The city is an exciting mix of the traditional and the modern. Famous for its rich culture and many bazaars, Marrakech is diverse and exciting a destination as you could hope to find. We're here at the Marrakech Exhibition Centre for this leg of the IGF World Tour, about to get underway with the final block and all the medal matches. The first of which is a bronze medal match in the under 63 kilo category featuring Hege van den Berg of the Netherlands. She'll be up against Maëlle de Cintio of France. It'll be van den Berg in the white judogi, de Cintio in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vyacheslav Peretyeko of Uzbekistan, and with commentary on this and all of this afternoon's medal matches. It's a very warm welcome to former world champion Loretta Cusack-Doyle.
Well, thank you very much, Sheldon. And we're just waiting for these athletes to appear in the field of play. And not quite sure what the hold-up is, but we've just got the referee now approaching the mat, and which means that it's an indication for us knowing that the athletes will be arriving. Well, as you can see here, there has been a head-to-head, and de Cintio of France has in the lead now with 3 wins under her belt against her opponent van den Berg. Well, it's going to be a difficult match, we know that, because the performers throughout the day, it's been really a tough competition for all these athletes, and very close matches throughout the day, and it'll be interesting to see how the finale will happen, this final block will turn out. A couple of surprises within this weight category, but no big surprise for the number 1 and number 2 seed, who will be in the final of the under 63s, and that's Leski of Slovenia and Hecker of Australia.
I'm always tempted when I'm introducing Maëlle de Cintio at the end to say of Italy, because it's such,
it's such
an Italian sounding name. Hope I'm not going to fall into that. Right, we're underway with the first of the bronze medal contests. Van den Berg in the white judogi, de Cintio in blue, and there was an unusual, non-sound as the fighters walked out, and then I realised I hadn't got the stadium announcer, geeing everybody up and saying, "I'm now on the white judogi," and everything. That's what was missing. Yeah, oops. That's what was missing.
So that was a bit of an oops moment, was it?
Oh well, we're underway now.
Well,
anyway,
that's it. We're ready to start.
It didn't take away from the enjoyment of the folks at home, I'm sure, as Van den Berg attempts to apply that shimmy waza.
Van den Berg really trying to screw that lapel round the neck. She's using the leg as a little bit of a leverage as well, and that was real hard work there for Van den Berg.
Well, Van den Berg earlier on in the day applied that Sangaku Gatame beautifully. Remember the bit of near-waza that she had earlier on today. He really had a nice Sangaku. We call that like a 4, and the leg crosses there as you managed to get that done
Sangaku
really well. Yeah. Well, triangular, really it is. The figure 4 is an arm lock, yes. Whereas the triangle is really what it is with the Sangaku. Anyway, de Cintio, did she have the leg injury earlier on? It was her knee.
Yeah, there was a knee that I think, it was a landing at the sort of latter stage. Her foot went one way and her knee went the other, and there was a real twist on the knee. But you can see here, she's really plagued with that injury. It is playing her up slightly. And I would imagine she is heavily strapped as well, and still to be feeling, and you can see the face of concern there for
that was in the semi-final, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
With Katharina Hecker of Australia. She
just
tried to come out, couldn't manage it.
Well, it was a brave effort there for de Cintio. But you can see she can hardly walk. Well, van den Berg takes the gold medal for the Netherlands. She'll be delighted with that, but obviously she will be concerned a little bit later on with their opponent to see how she gets on.
Well, the nice thing was it was the first thing that she did after she bowed, she went over and gave her a hug, and well, what can she do? Not a great deal that Peggy van den Berg could have done about it. Brave of
Yes, it was. It was definitely
Pinto to come out, and Peggy van den Berg is waiting for Maëlle de Pinto to come off the mat, but she's tied up with the medical staff now, so that sort of, sportsmanship isn't going to happen because the Pinto is going to be tied up with the medical staff for a little while to come, I think. Anyway, we've got another bronze medal contest coming up next. Vivian Hermann of Germany faces Ljubljana Piovasana of Germany. It will be Hermann in the white jersey, Piovasana in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Koslini Balos of Hungary. Here's Loretta.
Well, Piovasana's got to be quietly confident, knowing that she's defeated her opponent twice on a head-to-head. She's a little bit further up the chain there on the 26th position in the world ranking. And in the back of her mind, she's replaced Amy Livesey, who was one of the seeds in this competition that sadly fell at the second round stage against Diketter of France. So she comes into our field of players. You can see her there looking very confident. Has made that transition as a junior into the senior very well indeed. Very strong athlete, but comes from a real lineup of strong athletes in Great Britain with Alice Sosin. There you have the Hermann. Didn't really get much of a glimpse of her coming in, but based on her performance throughout the day, this is not going to be an easy match at all. Piovasana came from the harder group. She came from the top end of the draw in Pool B, where she was in the same pool as her teammate Amy Livesey, but didn't actually get that 1-2 on that clash that we were maybe going to be looking at. Sadly, it didn't happen. She did defeat Diketter in the quarter-final to get herself into that semi-final against Leski, and then defeated Leski. But it was defeated by Leski in that semi-final.
As far as Vivian Hermann is concerned, she had a first round win against Sofia Bellatar of Morocco. Yes. She then went on to beat Akhnlet Turdan of Kazakhstan. She lost out in the quarterfinal to Katharina Hegger. That's a nice.
That's the number 2 seed. Yeah. So again, that was both losing out to the top seeds at the quarterfinal. One at the quarterfinal stage, and the other one in the semi-finals. Nice seeing Aggie there, right on the edge of the contest area. That gives her a comfortable lead now with Wazari, but still plenty of time to come back there for Hermann. Hermann at the Junior World Championships was bronze medalist back in 2014. Won a bronze medal in the Madrid European Open last year. There really is a battle of control here. Piovasana looking very busy there at the edge of the contest area. Hermann doesn't look too phased there and under too much threat, but as you can see, there's a certain amount of leverage on that shoulder. But Hermann does really well in defending.
A little over a minute and a half left to go. Piovasana with the lead here. Wazari is the lead. Both fighters have been reasonably active, so neither of them have picked up penalties. That makes for a nicer looking scoreboard. Herman is the one, however, who has got a bit of work to do.
Well, she's got that Uchimata, which can be very, very dangerous indeed, but what she's not got is the upper body control. It's thrown in the leg, but she really is struggling against Pia Fasana on the gripping tactics. She's got the long reach though, and she's very determined to try and overpower Pia Fasana, who really is now playing a bit of a standoffish game, and picks up a Shido.
Yeah, she doesn't want to give up the high collar grip, and she's backing off a little bit and using the hands to push away.
Oh, there's a lovely high collar grip, and the hooking in with the Uchimata, and then follows her through into the Niwaza. So Pia Fasana's got to be very careful, and it is that danger of having that arm over the top and getting her head controlled. She's into the last minute now. One Shido on the board, but she also has that Wazari. You would normally say it's a comfortable lead, but when you're down, you seem to come out very, very strong. And we've seen contests throughout the day and yesterday where athletes had been leading for such a long time and really comfortably working the match and finding losing it at the latter stage, or even evening it up and losing then in the golden score. Big Oguruma, their attempt there, but again, as you can see, there was just no upper body control. She's just not managing to get the two hands on Pia Fasana.
Yeah, the lower half of the body is quite good, actually. A little step of the
Very
footwork.
agile, yes.
Yeah. But she completely loses contact.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
There goes the second one. Slightly, not exactly where she wanted to go. Took her off the side, but hey.
Oh, she had a lovely big smile
Yeah.
at the end of it. She'll be delighted to be able to take home a bronze medal to the UK. Well,
And she
she's
came up with 2 scores.
yeah, she's definitely trying to make a mark here on the world circuit. And a 5th place in Dusseldorf a couple of weeks ago, and now a Grand Prix medal here in Marrakech.
Yeah, when it goes well, then you can see the possibilities opening up for Ljubljana Pia Fasana. There are a few things that she'll want to tighten up, but when it goes well, you just get the the impression, hey.
Unfortunately for Herman, she just couldn't get the two hands that she wanted on. She showed glimmers of real strength and a real threat to Pia Fasana. When those legs got connected, then she could have been dangerous if only she had the upper body control, and she just didn't have that at any stage within this match.
Caught her with the same thing twice. Once
yeah.
was better. The other one was like I don't know if she got slapped over on that left side. But Fasana won't mind. She'll just be happy with the win. Right, we come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Andrea Leszki of Slovenia faces Katarina Hecker of Australia. It'll be Leszki in the white judogi, Hecker in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Mariano dos Santos of Brazil. Loretta.
Well, I'm actually delighted for both these athletes to be here in the final. They're number 1 and number 2 seed coming into this competition, and they've held on to that position very nicely. Leszki, we always say that she seems to be always in the shadow of Tina Tershiniak, and here she finds herself in the final here in Marrakech. Also, you have Hecker, that is one of these that's always floating around in the positionings of the 7th and 5th places, and really is wanting that medal and that place on that podium. Today she's had a great performance. 7th in the World Championships. Hecker has showed that she is world class, world ranked number 8. And has a fabulous Uchimata if she gets an opportunity to connect. Leszki, world rank number 6, draws that one step up. Again, favours the Uchimata, so will be a clash of styles here. A few more results under her belt. She got a bronze medal in Düsseldorf just recently and a bronze in Paris. Masters 7th, and the results are just sort of picking up very nicely, and she's starting to become a real contender. Both high collar grips, both trying to control the sleeve that's on that collar. As we know, that's the real powerful arm that controls as they enter the Uchimata, which both of them favour. Hecker coming in a little bit deeper than Leski at this particular moment. And quite strong, but has the slight height advantage here in this contest. But she does know she's been defeated twice against Leski. Oh, a lovely Ashy Wazza there. Beautifully done. Nicely timed. Sadly for Leski, there was no score on the board, but it was a close one.
Again, so one of the fighters just getting sat on their backside and then rolling off that without putting the hands down.
Yeah,
So
she did very well to get off
Yeah.
that. That will make her a little bit nervous of how she leads with the leg, knowing that the Ashiwaza could be there.
number 6 in the world,
Yeah,
Andrea
strong.
Leschke. Imagine that, you're the backup and you're number 6 in the
And
world.
you're number 6 in the world.
I mean, it's a regular occurrence in Japan.
Yes, yeah.
We expect that you would have someone who could be
Oh.
world champ. She's back to the feet again.
She is. She's doing
And
really
then on
well.
the left side, not hanging around here.
What's really nice here with Leski, we know that she's got that Uchimata. We've seen it quite a few times. Here she's changing her tactics slightly. She's using her feet a lot more productively. And this is to the sort of surprise, really, of Hecker, who seems to be a little bit ruffled by that.
Do you get the impression that she's slightly nervous as well, Katharina Hecker? Gold medal contest
Well, I think
in a Grand Prix,
I think she's got. She always looks a very confident athlete, and she oozes confidence, and her body language shows that. But I think what's really unsettled her, slightly unbalanced it here for her, is the feet that are working. She just almost got caught. That's got to be a shaky moment for her, and a bit of the confidence has most probably been knocked out of her slightly on that.
Only 2 places separate them on the IJF World Ranking list.
I think it's only one, is
Yeah.
it?
Sorry, 1. Beg your
Yeah,
pardon.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite
So
right.
there's not much at all, is
Only
there?
Martina Taidos
Yes.
in between the pair. Leschke, Taidos, and then Hecker. 6, 7, and 8. Those are the 3. Yeah, so there's no Tashiro Miku here, no Nabukuranami, no Terstaniak, no Agbegninu.
Exactly, yes.
You know what they say, when the cat's away,
The mice will
mice will
play,
play,
and here they
playtime here, yeah, there's a chance. Grand Prix
are.
medal.
Well, it's good, isn't it? It's good
Yeah.
because these tend to be more Hecker tends to be just outside the medals. So to be in a final, it guarantees a medal,
Yeah.
a top spot. And what colour it'll be, well, we've just got to wait to the end of this contest. At the moment, she's given a really good account of herself. She's got now into a bit of a settling process again. It was a little bit nervy in the second minute, but now coming back into the last seconds of this contest, she's starting to get the bit between her teeth and be a little bit more aggressive towards Leski.
Well, there have been 17 occasions when Hecker has failed to medal at Grand Prix that she's attended, and she's picked up 4 Grand Prix medals. So if you look at the success rate, it's
Oh, there she goes.
Persistence.
That's what you would say, timber. Go down. Oh my goodness me. The legs all got caught up there, didn't she? And she really couldn't even make even a slight step on that.
Quickly, we can have a look and see what the success rate for Leszki is. 9 and 6.
Yes.
So much closer, isn't it? 9 and 6. Well, now 9 and 7.
9 and 7. I think
Just
this
closed
one,
it, with,
yeah.
you know, because she's medalled here.
Well, I'm delighted
Yeah.
for Leszki. I really am. This puts her on the top spot of the podium. A nice result for her.
Yeah, we're back in that position that we were this morning, where you know we know both the athletes. We feel for both of them.
Yes.
Either way, I mean, we would have been happy for Katharina Hegger.
I'm delighted
she'd
for
won
both
it,
of them being in that final. I just think they really did, both of them really did deserve to be in the final. Oh, she took both feet away. There was no rescue in that. She came in for
right round the back.
right round the back. Beautifully done.
You can tell.
It was Hegger that was coming in for that Koichigari and just maybe a little bit too deep. She was a bit too high up, which gave Leszki the opportunity to come lower under the backside, as you would say, and deeper in.
You
Could have even had the lifter there with the Uranagi.
You can tell just how powerful and controlled an effort that is from the landing.
Oh, buried her. Absolutely buried her.
And the arm around the waist is slightly unusual as well. What a lovely grip that was. That was powerful. Andrea Leszki of Slovenia, the gold medal winner in the under 63 kilo category. We've got the under 73 kilo category for men coming up now. The first of the bronze medal contests features Hikmatilok Turayev of Uzbekistan. He's up against Bilal Chiloglu of Turkey. It's Turayev in the white judogi, Chiloglu in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Jean-Claude Jimbi of Gabon. Loretta.
Thank you very much. Well, he's looking very stern out there, isn't he?
He's there for business.
Quite scary, really, isn't it? But oh no, these athletes won't be playing up too much against him. Turayev there, as you can see, just coming through on our screens. Chiloglu just behind. Chiloglu, European bronze medalist, junior world champion 2018. Along with someone again that's always around, both these athletes always around the medals or placings. Some great results and performances throughout the years. Well, the Uzbekistan coming in straight away, digging in deep there in the Niwaza, looking to create a bit of an opening there for himself. He's working on that arm, comes back up onto the back, now digs in very deep there, looking for the shimiwaza. Chiloglu defending quite nicely. Doesn't seem to be too phased in that exchange there. I'm not quite sure what Chiloglu was trying to do there. It was definitely a dangerous action, especially on the edge of the contest area, and as he went down into the Niwaza. Rayev looking for once more an opportunity there as he works, digs in, catches the arm. He's in the Jujikatami positioning, but as you can see, that foot has been caught up there. The legs are wrapping around as tightly as he possibly can. And with those legs extended so far apart, it's very, very difficult to extend more pressure on that arm for the Jujikatami.
Half the contest gone. No score yet between Tarayev and Çalhanoğlu. Little stab there at Sumigaishi from Çalhanoğlu, but it was a little bit rushed and he hadn't settled himself properly, so Tarayev was easily able to get himself out of that.
He looks very, very strong, doesn't he? He's taken his time out there. He's not really rushing into this too much. Both engage enough to not pick up any shidos. Margot trying to come round the back now. As you can see, that right hand just on the shoulder there, trying to control the left side. A little bit loose in his entry into the ground there. Has now got that lapel grip, the left hand onto the right lapel. A couple of times he's been blocked on that grip, but this time he got the grip but didn't do anything with it. Slow to react. He's got the grip now once more. He's in the inside. Oh, and he leaves himself a little bit late there to react. And Çalhanoğlu comes in first. Oh yes! Oh, Sotogari just off to the side, follows through down into the Niwaza, into the Tachi Shiokatami, but loses the control. Well, he had a great opportunity there to finish it all over and have it over and done with now in the last minute, but Çalhanoğlu did very well to react. Very sharp. But he's been on the receiving end of a couple of really good, strong entries. The Usodogari very dangerous when he gets the left hand on the lapel. Rayev seems extremely dangerous. Once more he's got that lapel grip, which is very, very controlling. Çalhanoğlu comes around trying to not only trap the left arm, but also attempt to enter and with an attack, and looks a little bit scrappy, and I think he could pick up a shido for that effort there. It was poorly timed. Just lost control, a bit of a desperate attack there, and as you can see, picks up the shido for that effort. Rayev coming in with a Seoinage movement. Didn't get too close as far as the connection was concerned, but moved his opponent nevertheless. Blocks the attempt of a Sutemi-waza, and now we're into golden score.
Just a single shido against the Turkish fighter, Çalhanoğlu, still very young. Doesn't give the impression of being inexperienced. However, he stood up well in this. It must be one of the first medal matches at this kind of level for him.
Well, a lot of encouragement given to both these athletes. They will have been slightly tired. It's been a long day for both of them, and they've really had some battles along their way to this bronze medal. Sotogari, a change of direction of Seoinage. Good combination of techniques there. Once again, had him on the tip of his toes. Failed to follow through and finish it. Turayev looking the real threat at this moment.
Last year was the big year for Ciloglu. He's picked up a second penalty there, as Loretta just said, but last year was the big year for him. Up until then, he'd had plenty of opportunities. The Turkish Association had sent him abroad,
Yeah.
but he'd always, blown out fairly earlier on. He'd never made it to, 7th or even 5th. And then last year, I suppose the Junior World Championships looming large and him coming in there as one of the top juniors. He came here actually to Morocco. It was Agadir last year,
Yes.
Marrakech, and he won it. So he's had, his is 6-1. We talk about, success and, and failures. Sorry if we put it that way, but 6 where he's missed the boat, if you like, but the one where he hit with a gold medal.
Yeah.
He didn't sort of climb through the ranks, finish 7th, then 5th, and then got a bronze, and then got a gold. He just went straight from, nothing to gold, and a third penalty picked up there. Perhaps that was where he showed a little bit of inexperience.
And that's it. It was just down to how that you pace yourself against such a strong opponent. And he was a little bit outgripped, and then the latter half of that contest was outfought as well. There was some really good, strong attacks coming from Turayev, where he came in with the Sienagis, the Oso Tagaris. When he got that connection with the left hand on the right lapel, then it was a dangerous moment.
See here some highlights of this bronze contest on the screen.
We've got a second bronze medal contest coming up shortly. That will feature Anton Bouchard of Canada. He'll be up against Guillaume Chain of France. It'll be Bouchard in the white judogi, Chain in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Vasily Smolin Jr. of Russia.
And here you have the lineup of these two, and looking at the statistics once more, very, very closely matched. For me, you wouldn't like to predict which way this is going to go. My favourite, based on performance, especially in the last match, was Chain of France. He looks very, very strong, and he really was unlucky not to get through into the final stage, but he's got beautiful judo. He's capable of throwing, and that's what makes him very dangerous. But Bouchard, we spoke about right at the beginning of the day, was someone to keep an eye on. So down to the last chance of a medal for both these athletes.
Allez, Marrakech, vos applaudissements pour ce combat dans la catégorie de moins de 73 kilos pour la médaille de bronze.
Bouchard, world ranked 31. It's got a cracking Harai Goshi, and 5th in the Olympic Games, and continental champion back in 2018. But it's also a 7th place in Baku. Well, there's a little bit of defence there, but it's interesting the way he tried to use that, but really bracing on the leg, wasn't it? But it was the back of the arm, not the hand, but the back of the arm, that he was trying to draw his opponent, tried to tear the grips off, but also lever on the leg. It was very, very dangerous. Bouchard, Uchimata. And the big Harai that we know he's got works onto the edge of the contest. Tame was there just at the edge of that as he moved him around.
Almost surprised the Chain there.
Yeah, it just took him by surprise. Well, Bouchard looking really outpowered in this contest to start with. Getting overpowered by the gripping skills of his opponent, Bouchard. Bouchard left hand on the right lapel there, controlling quite nicely. Hooks in with that leg. Sweep the feet from under him. Chain just defending and no more. Will, if he's not careful, he will start to accumulate these Shidos. Right, left hand right over the top once more, deep onto the back.
Well, Bouchard can see what Chain's reaction is to this grip that he doesn't like. He throws in the Sotemiwaza, and that time it was a poor effort.
That was a really bad effort, and it could have backfired on. I'm surprised he hasn't.
Oh,
actually
oh,
oh.
What on earth was Bouchard doing?
Well,
he must have felt under such a threat.
Well, it must have been really a serious one. Also, he had that head, and it was so awkward, wasn't it?
But I can't remember having seen that. Just absolutely no question about it, and no attempt to try and hide it. He just wanted to block whatever it was that Guillaume Chain was about to do. He must have felt that threat and said, "Hey, I'm not going there."
Oh, Bouchard come over the top there, as you see with the left hand. As Sotemiwaza,
Yes, that time.
Nicely scoring there, and 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining. Still plenty of time though. We've just gone past the halfway mark. Chain has got some time to come back. Does he have much left in the tank? That's the question though. Nicely controlled. It was that hand that goes right over the back, and that's the danger. He gets deep there onto the back.
He's close to getting him again, isn't he?
Oh, the same thing over and over.
Well, as I said, you know, he realizes that there's an opportunity there for the Sotemiwaza. He's going to go for it whenever he can.
Chain just doesn't seem to be able to control much about that arm, does he? The left hand is causing him so many problems. I think first of all he's got to control that left sleeve, and then he's got to work with his feet to try and change what seems to be a very predictable pattern that's going on at this moment. But once more, he allows him to come over the back. He's more or less given him. Deep on the back once more. There's the threat. Cagey! Oh! Well, we're looking at the big smile. He's going, "You've got to be serious."
We'll let you know.
I don't know. To me, it was so close. I thought it was. I must admit.
He's nodding.
I really did think it was a Wazari. The shoulder was
here
in.
it comes.
Here it goes. Right. He comes in really deep. He comes in for the Koji Gaki. Look how he falls. Look. He puts his hand down, doesn't he?
He's got the elbow out, and he's
elbow
protecting himself here.
Yeah. Well, he was a very lucky man. Do you know what?
See, from that angle, it looks different.
You can see it, and the way he rolls forward. But
they do give it. They do give it to him. And yet, from the other angle, see, if from that angle, I would have. If they show me that angle, I'd say, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
From the other angle, you saw when he's going down. There's a point where he says, "Oh, I'm not getting this, so I'm going to tuck my arm in."
The thing is, it was the roll that did it for me. That's why I thought it was a Wazari, because when he actually rolled, he rolled onto his backs, which meant that was the direction he was going in, not rolling onto his face. hadn't resisted.
We come now to the final of the under 73 kilo category. Lasha Shavdatoashvili of Georgia faces Denis Iyatsev of Russia. It's Shavdatoashvili in the white judogi, Iyatsev in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Olivier de Roses of France.
Well, not miles apart from each other, and they have fought each other quite a few times, know each other well, and it's for me, Shavdatoashvili will be going into this this contest as the number one seed, and most probably quietly confident that he's defeated him a few times now. Iyatsev, for me, though, is a strong athlete, and
Danger man.
Danger written all over him.
Strong thrower.
The 2012 Olympic champion from Georgia.
But when you hear Olympic champion, then you know you've really got trouble, haven't you? It's Olympic champion, but also Olympic bronze medalist as well in the next one down.
Vos applaudissements pour cette superbe finale dans la catégorie des moins de 73 kilos.
Well, Iyatsev is 7th in the Olympic Games, world ranked 26. So can he get himself a further up that chain, beating Shavdatoashvili, the Olympic bronze medalist, but in the lower weight category Olympic champion in the previous games. He's one of these athletes that's transitioned very well, hasn't he, and been very comfortable on that move through to the higher weight category. One of the number one seeds that has made it to the final. In fact, we have most of the number one seeds that made it to the final.
Iyatsev is prone to pick up bruises around the forehead, and you know, he just looks as though he's been in a complete battle by the end of the day.
Well, when you look at his gripping style, he uses his head as a defence there, doesn't he? Oh, beautifully done. Scoring a Wazari there. Sasai Sukura Kamiyashi, beautifully done. Following through. Shavdatoashvili.
Denis Iyatsev is known.
His Ashiwazas are very, very good.
I don't know if you know, if you can remember, he ended up knocking out a couple of people.
Gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. They went down
they went down so
like
heavily.
a brick, didn't they?
Yeah.
Literally bounced off the mat. Well, the mat opened up and buried him. But yeah, it literally knocked him out.
Yeah, twice in one day.
And this is where he favours it, that sort of in close. He's been good today, has looked really sharp. His feet have really been the winning ingredient for him throughout the day.
Masha's got a real job in his hands here. Wazari down
Yes.
with 2:20 left to go.
Right, gets the high collar grip. Well, there's a little bit of danger coming here. Iyatsev defending a little bit there, as you can see. He's got that arm being pushed onto the ribs just under the armpit, but again, gutsy move. Oh, what a combination there. Don't know who's going to go where. Well, it's the Uchimata, the Ashiwazas, the Sasais. Oh, they were all over the place there on that one. A really good change of direction and good feel for judo there for both of these athletes. A good strong grip right under the armpit there. Comes high again once more in the high collar, which favours the Sasai. Hizaguruma. And from there, Hizaguruma Sotogari, good combination of techniques.
Iyatsev is penalty free, which is important. Good counter.
Oh yes, Wazari Aseti upon. Well, is he giving it Ippon? Yeah, he's giving it a straight Ippon on that one. He had so much upper body control throughout that contest, didn't he?
The bruises that I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, look, he uses his. I think he uses his face to stop himself.
Winner and gold medalist in men's under 73 kilo category.
Médaillé d'or dans la
Yeah, well, we know
catégorie
just how
73 kilogrammes.
difficult an opponent Denis Yartsev can be, and you've got to demonstrate, well, you've got an indication there of the throwing skills, because we had two really nice examples. First of all, the first Ashy was just terrific.
Oh, the Ashy was superb. But it was the real upper body control that he secured first. That was the overall package for him, as far as I'm concerned. Uses the feet, look at again, Kosota.
Senior highlights of this final on the street.
That was the ending, yeah. And look,
It was a soft Kosota Gari that he attempted, but it was like a Tewaza, wasn't it? It was a pure upper body control.
yeah, when that
Yeah, that was Tewaza.
when you look at the end and you see where the hand is, it's wrapped around the waist at the back. He's got the jacket really wrapped in, and that's just pulling at Shavdatuashvili. He can't turn off it. That's the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awarding ceremony of women
That was
under
good. That was
63
really a
kilo
nice
category.
finish.
Yeah.
Mesdames et messieurs,
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 63 kilo category coming up next.
حفل توزيع الميداليات سيكون من طرف السيد وزير الشباب والرياضة السيد رشيد الطالب العالمي.
The bronze medalists are for Great Britain.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Ljubljana Piovasana of Great Britain.
Netherlands, Geke van den Berg.
There's a bronze medal also for Keke van den Berg of the Netherlands.
Winner of the silver medal for Australia, Katarina Heka.
Silver medal goes to Katharina Heka of
And gold medalist
Australia.
for Slovenia, Andrea
The
Leški.
gold medal goes to Andrea Leški of Slovenia.
The flowers and prize money will be presented by the member of the IGF Hall of Fame and double Olympic champion, Mr. David Douillet. Ladies and gentlemen, now please stand for the national anthem of Slovenia.
Now the national anthem of Slovenia.
Thank you very much.
Vos applaudissements pour les médaillés, s'il vous plaît.
Now we invite the officials and the appeased for the family picture with the medalists.
Everybody seems reasonably happy up there, don't they? Look, that group. It was Piovasana and Van den Berg to take the bronze medals. Heka took the silver, and it was Leški take the gold medal. Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 70 kilo category. Alessandra Prosdecimo of Italy faces Laura Vargas-Koch of Germany. It'll be Prosdecimo in the white judogi, Vargas-Koch in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Well, again, this is going to be, this was a weight category that threw up some real excitement. Laura Vargas-Koch for me was an outstanding performer throughout the day. She's got some form on her. She has a real track record in the past and came to light here with a lot of confidence. So, and a well-deserving place here, and she battles away for that bronze medal. It's the Italian marching into the arena. As we all know, the Italians are very, very strong and always well prepared and up for a real battle and a half if needed. So this will throw up a very interesting match indeed. She talks to herself along the way. It's such a sweetie, isn't she?
Yeah, I once made the, well, I suppose on several occasions made the mistake of calling her by a nickname, or a nickname, which she took offence to.
Oh, right.
I thought it was a very pretty nickname, but he said it didn't make her sound strong, so could I refrain from mentioning it again? Piscido picked up by Prosdecimo there.
Well, Prosdecimo looking a very solid athlete, comes in with that Cagey, very, very compact and deep in there.
If she'd had the same kind of top half as Ljubljana Pievasana,
oh yeah,
she would have gone over. Got the legs in the right place though, nice turn, good, nice and square, going in the right direction, just didn't have the top half finish.
Vargas-Koch there working in the Niwas, and we know she's very, very strong when she gets an opportunity in the ground. German there with a high collar grip, drawing the head down. The Italian desperately trying to get out of trouble as she hooks in with the Ouchigari, finds herself now on the receiving end of the Niwaza, and German trying desperately hard to pull her over. The Italian defending quite nicely, but she's got the Sangaku legs there that's becoming tighter and tighter. Needs to draw on the leg furthest away and spin over the body to come through in a different, as you can see, she's trying to lever on that leg, but really needs the furthest leg away. Just couldn't reach it to get that spin across the body. It just shows you how strong in the defense the Italian truly is. 9 out of 10 that would have worked for her against any other opponent.
Yeah, Vargas-Koch had a couple of months out after a knee injury. Picked up the knee injury at the Grand Slam in Osaka towards the end of November, and then she wasn't back on the mat until February. Seems to be okay now, however. Minute and a half left to go. Single Shido against the Italian.
She's always been a very consistent athlete, hasn't she? She's picked up some real quality results throughout the years, hasn't she? And 2013 is most probably the sort of strong year. In 2012
comes up with the left uchimata there. Very powerful technique when it's working.
It is a very popular technique and has been, along with the Ashiwazas here this weekend, Uchimata. And there's the Shimiwaza that we said that she was very, very strong in the ground. She just needed that opportunity. And look at the face, he's so delighted to take that bronze medal.
Yeah, well, you can tell why she'll be happy with that medal. It's been, we're talking about October 2018. She medalled at the European Open in Glasgow. Sure you were there for that one.
Yes, she fought really well there. And she'd just come back. The celebrations there, they're all delighted for her.
But not since November 2017 when she picked up a bronze medal at the Grand Prix in The Hague. So it's been that length of time off the IJF World Tour medal podium. Anyway, she's back on it now.
Which
Laura Vargas-Koch.
Can have a tendency to knock your confidence when you're off the scene for some time, and then find even teammates starting to progress past you.
We saw today.
And we saw
at least one coming up.
Oh yes. Nickelberg. She's an up-and-coming youngster, isn't she? That's quite dangerous.
About three of them ahead of Laura Vargas-Koch at the moment. Sandra Diedrich, Giovanna Scocchimaro and Miriam Bouchard. Bouchard is way out there with 2,625 points. She's number 17 in the world, whereas Laura Vargas-Koch is languishing down at 39. So it's a bit of a way to go. She's going to close that gap. Yeah. But the injuries have told, and I'm sure that the Germans know that and will pick her. Right, we've got a second bronze medal contest in the under 70 kilo category coming up now. Elisabeth Teltsidou of Greece faces Ida Coughlin of Australia. It'll be Teltsidou in the white judogi, Coughlin in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Melinda Bowman of the United States of America. Here is Loretta.
Thank you. Well, Coughlin came in as the number 2 seed, and here she is battling away for a bronze medal.
Please welcome the referee for this bronze medal contest, Ms. Belinda
Oh no, I don't
of
think
United
that's
States
all
of
right, because it was
America.
Pinto that was
And
the 2
here
seed.
are the athletes.
Belinda Bowman, the referee in the middle from the United States of America, had a slightly unusual situation yesterday when she was called to referee one of the medal matches, and she was out in the middle, and the fighter had to withdraw through injury. So her first introduction to a medal match at a Grand Prix level ended in a bit of a damp squib there. It's the real McCoy today in control of this, the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 70 kilo category. Let's see how they get on.
Well, Coughlin came in as one of the top 4 seeds. On paper,
shown some good things
strong.
today.
Yeah, she showed some really good judo. And again, one of these that's benefit from an entry that is missing one or two of the very strong athletes. It's given her an opportunity to shine out here at this level of tournament. And shine she did. She's had some great performances throughout the day. She's looked very confident every step of the way, but
Problems here.
oh yeah, cracker. Well, you can't argue with that, can you? On the belt, the power of this young lady, and I say young lady, and she is. So Coughlin really wasn't prepared for that one, was she really? Teltsidou there taking the bronze medal for Greece.
The minute she gets that left arm round, you know
dangerous.
there are problems. And
Absolutely dangerous. She is definitely one to keep a real eye on.
Well, I think, it's a good point that you made for Ivor Coughlin. She had the opportunity because the numbers
Yes.
were, the high seeds were missing. But the same goes for Elisabeth Telcido. There were a number of people missing out. That pushed her, further up
Yes,
the
definitely.
pecking order. And once the chance is offered to them, well, hopefully they're gonna take it. Coughlin came in there as the number 4 seed,
That's right.
and Telcido was unseeded.
Unseeded
So
coming
she
into
was-
this
she was
event.
lucky.
Yeah. Well,
Good
Telcido for
job.
me is look at that hip throw.
Great,
Gosh,
hips, yeah, lovely.
power.
Isn't it funny that one of the first throws that is taught can be so powerful even at this level when executed like that?
There was an element of danger when she changed grip. She came round the back, hooked onto the belt, but she had the lapel and she needed that sleeve to make it effective. That switch from the lapel to the sleeve was the moment that Coughlin touched the foot but touched it and no more. If she'd really gone for that, she would have taken the feet from under Aoife. Never took the opportunity.
We come now to the final of the under 70 kilo category. Megan Fletcher of Ireland faces Margot Pinto of France. It'll be Fletcher in the white judogi, Pinto in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia. There's Loretta.
Well, this will be a very interesting match indeed. They've never met each other, so it'll be going in a little bit blind. They've seen each other's performances, and performance they have. They've performed very, very well and taken full advantage of those that are not here in this weight category to shine. Megan Fletcher, you've just seen walking through on the screen. There's Pinto looking very confident, quietly confident there. She comes from a background within French judo, strong 70 kilo athletes, and one that never fails to disappoint when she gives a performance. But someone for me, Fletcher has grown in confidence. She took a bronze medal in Tel Aviv, and from there it was her first Grand Prix medal. Now she finds herself in the final of another Grand Prix. She has done so much work. She's a very, very strong athlete, and such a lovely lady as well. Pinto coming in for the first attack there. Fletcher trying to work where her forte is the Niwaza. She's very, very sharp in the ground, Fletcher is, and won her last match in the semi-final in the Niwaza. Very strong in posture.
So how
Blocks.
quickly she was to continue to attack, despite the fact that Pinto had gone in for that low Morotti
Yes,
Senagi.
she
Didn't
was worth.
got pushed on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Now the Osakomi is getting held there. Cold there with the Senagi, and there the Osakomi, and it's there the Jujikatami.
That's what she was afraid
She
of.
was yeah.
Yeah.
She knew, and she's a good Niwaza player herself. She knew what would I do in that position. She knew if
Yeah.
she went for it, the arm lock's there. She maybe thought, give it a go, give it a chance. I might be able to slip the arm out, but no, it was all tied up there. Pinto was just waiting for that moment to pounce. So Pinto takes the gold medal for France, and she does it in style. But a great win, a great performance, and a silver medal goes to Fletcher.
Margot Pinto of France it is who takes the gold medal in the under 70 kilo category, and as Loretta was saying, a silver medal to Megan Fletcher of Ireland. It won't be the nicest of walks back to the warm-up area, not when you've lost, but it will be a slightly more satisfying walk when she takes the walk up and onto the podium in a few
Yes.
minutes' time. That will be
Yeah.
things will feel a little bit better by then.
For Megan, it's a silver medal. It's a medal for her, and she'll be delighted with that performance throughout. Yeah, she made a mistake here. She threw that arm over, leaving herself a little bit exposed for the Seoinage, and then even more exposed in the ground. She tried to stay in a fixed position there, but that slight, whether she thought it was the osakomi or not, I don't know. Then because it was an osakomi at that stage. Stay in the fixed position without it moving, they might have called mate, because she wasn't going to do anything to correct it. It was just when Megan moved there, that's when the osakomi got held, and which left her vulnerable with the arm lock. Nice bit of niwaza.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awarding ceremony of men's under 73 kilo category.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for men in the under 73 kilo category.
The bronze medalists are for Canada, Bouchard.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Antoine Bouchard, Canada. There's a bronze medal too for Hikmatilog Turayev of Uzbekistan. The silver medal goes to Lasha Shavdatuashvili of Georgia. But the gold medal goes to Denis Iatsev of Russia.
The flowers and prize money will be presented by the Vice President of CNN Advertising Sales, the Americas, Miss Corinna Keller. Ladies and gentlemen, now please stand for the national anthem of Russia.
And now the national anthem of Russia.
Thank you very much. We now invite our VIPs to come together for the pedigree picture with our medalists.
There's the winning quartet and the VIP guests. There you are. Turayev and Bouchard were the bronze medalists. Shavdatuashvili took the silver. It was Iatsev with the bruised forehead.
Yeah, no, you said that right at the beginning before.
Who took the
The
gold?
bruises.
Oh, mate, look. Right, we come now to the last category of the day, the under 81 kilo category. And the first of the bronze medal matches features Damian Szwanowicki of Poland. We chatted about him earlier this morning.
Yes,
Loretta.
we did.
He's up
Szwanowicki.
against Antoine Valois-Fortier of Canada. It's Szwanowicki in the white judogi, Valois-Fortier in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Ioana Babiuk of Romania. Here is Loretta.
Well, Valois-Fortier for me has a steady progression right throughout the day, and he's looked very, very strong indeed. And one of the more mature athletes has been out for some time with injury and has come back looking very much a real contender against these athletes.
In Wojciech, the former Grand-Prix champion from Poland, Damian Swadziewski. And in blue judogi, the 2012 Olympic bronze medalist and former World Championship silver medalist from Canada, Fortier.
Right, here we go.
Well, Poland versus Canada.
Canadians have had a little bit of success today already, haven't they, with Antoine Bouchard taking a medal in the
Bouchard,
previous
yeah, he looked good.
category.
He was good there.
Over 48.
The Canadian team is looking very strong. It's looking very healthy, isn't it?
He's fought hard
Especially
today,
now.
though.
Oh gosh, yeah, he's had to work for his place.
He was so tired earlier on. His quarter-final match, absolutely, it took
Took
so much
everything
out of him.
It took a lot out of him.
And then he came to the semi-final, and then he had to go into golden score. He was, he was legless after that. Oh, he gets caught there. Goes down quite heavily. Kojigaki couldn't get off it. Number 48. Sorry, if we have another look at that. He couldn't get off it.
Yeah, this young man from Poland, very, very strong, as she was as a brilliant Kojigari. But what he does a half circling attack, then draws his shoulder into the attack inside, and then hooks in really deep.
Well, that was
nice.
over and done with fairly quickly, wasn't he? And I have to say, I just get the feeling that Valois Fortier may not have had a great deal in the tank. You don't sweep someone away that quickly at that kind of level.
Swanovitsky, though, has been really, really good all day, and his feet have worked superbly. For someone like the Canadian, he's over the top. He tries to be overpowering, as you can see. He tries to get that arm over. He doesn't get there, but look at that Kojigak. Pow. He really buries him. He literally gets in before the arm connects him. It was nice. He was sharp on it. He didn't wait for the Canadian to come to him. He went to the Canadian.
Yeah, he mauled him. He was all over him, wasn't he? That's a good decision on there as well. The landing is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's not where his arm goes afterwards. It's
No.
where he lands. My first look at it afterwards was, maybe he had his elbow out. Not on the landing.
And he was going for the Kuriashi Barai there as well. He
Second time, there's no doubt.
He touched the foot and then went through with the Kojigak. So it was a nice combination that he worked off of there. Hand on the belt, but using it all the time. Hooks in deep, gets in even deeper, right underneath him.
We come to the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 81 kilo category now. Alexios Thanasidis of Greece faces Sharafidin Boltaboyev of Uzbekistan. It's Thanasidis in the white judogi, Boltaboyev in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Friedrich Anna Maria of Hungary.
Well, Thanasidis there with one win on the head-to-head, both very similar in age and world ranking 35, 49. Well, it's not much of a difference really. And based on performance, there's not been much of a difference between them as well. So both of them will have a major battle on their hands if they want to stay on that podium and with that bronze medal wrapped around their necks.
Even the coach looks hard, doesn't he? Walking in the background.
The coach looks really scary.
Yesterday's gold medalist
Yeah.
in the under 60 kilo category there with the black sweat top on. Sharafudin Lutfilayev was spectacular yesterday. He was so open and attacking. He ended up picking up 2 scores against him during the day, and of the 5 gold medal winners that we had yesterday, he was the only one to get scored on. But again, he was the most, most attacking of them. Although Amandine Bouchard
was.
Nordmeyer
she
had
was.
to be up there. Yeah.
She was a class of her own yesterday.
Quality.
Boltaboyev for me has. He just seems throughout the day has got stronger and stronger. He was a little bit apprehensive in his first match. He came out a little bit more cagey. I suppose he didn't want to make any ultimate mistakes at the beginning and cost him a place on the podium. But he's worked his way through very, very powerfully with the good gripping skills. It's really a solid figure out there. Gets those hips through, that deep grip over on the back. On the belt there. Oh, look at that way. He levers him up. And this is where he's so dangerous. He's the core strength of this man. So deep.
I wasn't sure who was going to go then.
Well, everyone was like trying to lever him up for him as well. There was she could lift the knee up there. Controls. He just didn't pull in that arm in deep enough and push the other shoulder back. If he had that little bit more upper rotation, he would have done well. Well, that was nice.
Tanasidis comes up with the
Tanasidis
score.
did a will.
You see, this is a little bit like Sherifuddin Litvilayev. When you're that open, you're that attacking.
Yeah, he had the good, strong upper body control there, and that height advantage really accelerated that. That high collar grip, and he held onto that sleeve as well. So he reacted well.
Well, that happens when you are such an aggressively attacking fighter. You are going to end up getting caught from time to time, and that's just what happened there.
Well, he's still got plenty of time. It's just coming up to the halfway mark, so Reese leads with 1 Wazari now. The hips in. Ooh, got that leverage, didn't he? Just didn't get that finishing touch.
It was odd that he kind of just dragged him onto his hip, didn't he? It wasn't the classic, footwork. He just dragged him onto his hip.
It was like, come here. Come here. But he had the lapel, he didn't have the sleeve, which meant Boltaboyev could really push back the shoulders and brace out, just square himself out there.
It doesn't matter what stage the contest is at, really. When you're asked to do the back of the judogi into the belt, it's just so difficult sometimes.
It's hard because their arms are burning like mad, and they want to reserve as much energy as they can. So trying to fix into a belt, it's really, really hard. And sometimes you're better off just taking off the belt and starting again. Boltaboyev just run his opponent down into the Niwaza. And now 1 Shido on the board. Off that belt. Is he going to get the leverage that he looked for the last time? He was close, but it's 1 with the height, 1 under the center of balance. Oh, is he gutsy enough? Well, do you know what? You've got to give him 10 out of 10 for real effort there. He really went for it.
And he knows that Tanasidis is the kind of fighter who enjoys that kind of gripping up.
Tanasidis really was waiting for it, but he was up onto his toes there.
Won't be long before we see that again. Here it comes, underneath the arm.
He's going there. Well, he's in a better... Tanasidis is in a better positioning, though, because he's under the armpits. And with that height and being under, he gets much more leverage to his opponent, who comes up on his toes. And Boltaboyev looks like he's dying on his feet. He really is. He's got 45 seconds. He comes over deep this time on the back.
He hasn't put the second hand on because he just hasn't got the energy to launch an attack.
No, he's oh!
He's gone now.
Tanasides there, great
Yeah.
attack there, scoring a Wazari Aseti upon. That was a great win. An interesting match there. Boltaboyev looked like he blew all gaskets.
Yeah.
He
He did, and
he
all
was-
credit to him. He really thought,
he gave
well,
it
look,
all. It was all or
I may as
nothing.
well try everything here because I'm a Wazari down. This guy's, super
I-
strong.
I just love his
Yeah.
gutsy,
Yeah, that was a gutsy approach.
gutsy approach there. He really gave it all there in that last match.
But you could see when they gripped up the last time,
He just thought
he was just holding on with
he
one arm.
couldn't give any more.
If I put the other arm on, I'm going to have to attack him
Energy
because
was spent,
I just
wasn't
can't.
it? Oh.
Oh. Good attacking stuff there from both Tanasides and Boltaboyev. However, it's Alexios Tanasides of Greece who comes out on top. He takes the second of the bronze medals in the under 81 kilo category. We're going to have a look at some of the highlights from this one and then we'll be back with the final.
Aux applaudissements Marrakech pour le deuxième médaillé de bronze.
See here the highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
It's counters.
Right, we come now to the final of the under 81 kilo category. Vedat Albayrak of Turkey faces Ivelo Ivanov of Bulgaria. It'll be Albayrak in the white judogi, Ivanov in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is John Ramakas of the Netherlands. Here's Loretta.
Well, Albayrak came in as the number 1 seed and now he's in the final, and what a road that he had to follow. He had a few challenges along the way. It wasn't always an easy match, but he kept that positioning and he kept that focusing right through to the end.
Ivanov was the number 3 seed
Yes.
this morning. They both, luckily for them, had byes in the first round, which means that this is their 5th contest of the day. Had they had that first round contest, it would have been 6, so
Yeah.
they're reasonably lucky.
Ivanov come in with, he had a silver in Tel Aviv at the beginning of the year, but last year was a great performance for him. In The Hague, he won that. Abu Dhabi was 7th place, and the Olympic Games back in 2016 he was 7th in the Olympic Games, 3rd in the seeding, and he will challenge this number 1 spot. Albayrak, 9th in the world ranking. Got a cracking Uchimata Tsukihashi. Well, again, it's all about the grip. Both trying to desperately get the more controlling grip before engaging. That is the priority between these two athletes.
Marius Visa on the left-hand side of your screen, and David Douillet, the double Olympic champion, on the right side of your screen from France. Nice to have the big man from France in the house, albeit that I think that there were a few people who were expecting another big man from France to be in the house, but
Yes.
he's not quite ready yet. He was inscribed, Teddy Riner. He was
Oh,
inscribed,
yeah.
but
There was
not quite
rumours
ready
that he
yet.
was supposed to be coming here. I'd heard that he was going to be one of his first.
we shall see the return of Teddy shortly.
Well, we hope.
Well, he's as keen as anyone to get back. He just doesn't feel, and his coaching staff have set him several tasks, and he's got certain things to meet. And if he can't meet those, they're going to advise him that they don't feel he's ready. And I think cleverly and quite rightly, if you've got that quality of coaching staff telling you you're not ready, mate,
Yeah.
you better
They'll know.
listen to them.
Well, it is important to get that one right, especially when he's been out for so long. That's so important.
And I think the fighters here tomorrow are quite likely to say that they're delighted that the big man from France in the house is David Douillet and not Teddy Riner.
I think so.
I know which one they'd like much be more. They'd be happier to see and shake hands with.
Yeah, and shake hands with, as long as it's shaking hands with, because I think my money would be on him even if he made a
I
comeback.
tell you what, yeah. You might be right there, Loretta.
Oh, yeah.
Single Shido picked up by Al-Bayrak. We've got a little under 2 minutes to go. We're looking for the first score, or maybe the only score, depending on how big a score it is. Ivanov is quietly going about his business. He almost seems to have crept up,
Yes.
to this final where Al-Bayrak has been in a bit of a bang 'em up, smash 'em up. It could be due to, the opposition that they've faced. Mendiola, Heyman, Tanasides and Valois Fortier were the fighters.
That was a tough journey.
Yeah.
That was a really tough journey looking at that.
Downed by Ivanov, and for Al-Bayrak it was Yura, Tatalashvili, Coughlin, Boltaboyev. That's probably where the action really took place. I think with Boltaboyev and Tatalashvili, those were the real toughies. Just went the distance once. It was Nugzari Tatalashvili who took him all.
Oh, it is coming in there, and he
He gets caught.
Yes.
Ivanov catches him.
What an entry!
Talk about creeping up quietly.
Well, he was definitely one that was under the radar, wasn't he?
Big smile on his face. Al-Bayrak smiles at that.
Well, there's not a lot you can do about that one, is it? You can't say, well, it wasn't a score. He felt both shoulders.
Yes,
Even his neck was most probably a little bit sore on that one.
And I think given the way that he has disposed of so many opponents in the past, he's well aware of the fact that can happen.
Yes.
Because he must have been attacked in that way and thrown people in exactly the same way. On this occasion, he happened to be on the receiving end.
Well, let's see some of the highlights of that one.
Thank you very much.
رجاء الجمهور الكريم والمقام معنا حتى مراسيم آخر عن توزيع الجوائز لاحتفال جميعا بالأبطال المتواجدين هنا بمراكش.
Al-Bayrak leaves the venue slowly, walking with his coach, Irakli Uznadze. Originally from Georgia, both of them. Originally from Georgia, ending up in Turkey. It's not that far away, is it? Have a look at this.
Went for the Kochigak, and he finished with the Kochigak. Right off that belt grip, really deep belt gripping style, which is, we've seen quite a lot of the athletes taking both hands on the belt, aren't they, with the big throws.
Okay, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 70 kilo category.
Les médailles seront remises par Monsieur Youssef Benrasmi, secrétaire général du ministère de la Jeunesse, du ministère de l'Éducation et de la Recherche scientifique.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Elisabeth Telsidou of Greece. There's a bronze medal also for Laura Vargaskoch of Germany. Huge smile from Laura Vargaskoch there. Back on the podium. Silver medal goes to Megan Fletcher of Ireland. The gold medal goes to Margot Pinto of France.
The flowers and prize money will be presented by the marketing director of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Cagey. Ladies and gentlemen, now please stand for the national anthem of France.
Now the national anthem of France.
Thank you very much. We now invite our VIPs to come together for the family picture with our medalists.
Well, there's the winning quartet in the under 70 kilo category. Telsidou and Vargaskoch with the bronze medalist. Fletcher picked up the silver. It was Pinto who took the gold. We've got a highlights package for you coming up next, and then we'll be back with the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 81 kilo category. That's coming up next.
In a few seconds, the last awarding ceremony for men under 81 kilograms. And we kindly invite you to stay with us, also to honor the last medalist. Thank you very, very much.
هنا في مدينة مراكش.
Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for men in the under 81 kilo category.
Will be presented by the Ambassador of Romania in the Kingdom of Morocco, Her Eminence Daniela Bazana. Bronze medalists are for Greece.
The first of the bronze medals goes to Alexios Thanasidis of Greece. There's a bronze medal also for Damian Shvanovitsky of Poland.
Winner of the silver medal.
The silver medal goes to Vedat Albayrak of Turkey.
And winner of the gold medal for
The gold medal goes to Ivelo Ivanov of Bulgaria.
The flowers and prize money will be presented by the Chief Executive Officer of Group Pinto, Ms. Stephanie Nobili. Ladies and gentlemen, now please stand for the national anthem of Bulgaria.
Now the national anthem of Bulgaria.
Thank you very much. We now invite our VIPs to come together for the family picture with our medalists.
Thanasidis and Shvanovitsky were the bronze medalists. Albayrak took the silver, but it was Ivanov who topped the podium on day 2 of the Marrakech Grand Prix to take the gold medal in the under 81 kilo category. France topped the table at the moment with 2 gold medals. Uzbekistan up there with 2, and there is 1 each for Spain, Bulgaria, Russia, Slovenia, and Chinese Taipei. We'll be back tomorrow with more action from the 3rd and final day of competition at the Marrakech Grand Prix. But from Loretta Cusack-Doyle and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Goodbye.
Marrakech Grand Prix 2019, with starting of the preliminaries at 11 o'clock.
إلى هنا إذا تنتهي فعاليات اليوم.